Hey guys, welcome to a large book haul. Because it's been 2 months since my last book haul, plus it was my birthday, so I got some books for my birthday. I got some money, which I put towards books for my birthday, and I got some books sent to me. You can kind of see there's a bit of a book explosion behind me. There's nowhere for me to sit on my bed, barely, because there's so many books. So I thought I would share specifically the books and puzzles that I got for my birthday, because I don't get a ton of either, especially like books for my birthday, because people never know what I have, what I want, etc. So that's totally fair. But I still got a few, and they're all winners, books I'm super excited about. And then we'll go from there. I'm trying to find a spot to sit without knocking down my piles is difficult. Okay, Jared got me the most amazing book. He had told me about it earlier, and then I completely forgot about it. It's Considering Sparrows by Kevin Burrell, and the artwork, there's some illustrated pictures throughout, and obviously the cover is by Aidan Peterson, who's Andrew Peterson's son. I am currently reading this book. I read chapter 5 today, and I'm trying my hardest to read this book slowly. Every time I finish a chapter, I'm like, oh, I just want to read one more, but I'm not allowing myself. I want this book to take a little bit of time. I just finished a different nonfiction though, so I have a feeling it's going to go a little faster now. I'm not going to be able to pace myself as much, but this is What Birds Teach Us About Who We Are, Where We're Going, and the Joy of Following Jesus. So each chapter tells us a little bit about a bird or a couple different kinds of birds, and then relates it back to the gospel and Christian living and different things. And I'm just loving it. I'm loving all of it. He's also made me search certain things on YouTube where I've had a good laugh with different birds. And yeah, if you get my newsletter, which I would love for you to do, I did mention that I got this, and yeah, just loving it. So definitely he picked a good book there. Then my 13-year-old got me a puzzle. He said he was between a few different options, but I love this because this is called Sunroom Stories. It's a 500-piece puzzle, which I do like 1,000-piece puzzles, but I'm realizing I like 500 more, so I like to kind of like alternate. So this is great because I don't have that many 500-piece puzzles. And we've got some dogs, or one dog and 2 cats, in this beautiful sunroom filled with plants and books, and there's like a hot drink over there, and it just looks like something I would like to get into. I would like to be sitting there by that cat, reading a book. So my puzzle season is between Canadian Thanksgiving and Easter, so I won't be starting this until at least October, but I'm excited for doing it then. And then my 15-year-old got me a book that I didn't even think about like actually purchasing, but every time we go to Indigo or Chapters, I am eyeing it up. And this is Audubon's Birds of America with like awesome sprayed edges, and the back has the puffins. I just barely re-listened to Okay for Now a couple months ago, where the main character draws a bunch of birds from this book. And yeah, these are just, I think, 480 some illustrations that, what was his name? Let's see if I can figure this out. John James Audubon, yeah, there we go. So yeah, just tons of illustrations, and it's kind of cool because he didn't know necessarily what all the birds were called, didn't name them properly, and there's like this really cool introduction that talks about that, and even in Considering Sparrows, he talks about how bird names are changing all the time, and so it was really cool to get both of these for my birthday. I started reading the introduction to this book, and it mentioned this book in it. It was perfect. Then one of my subscribers sent me a puzzle that I'm so excited about. It's The World of Miss Marple. So this is in the same vein, I think, as the Sherlock Holmes one that I have, where you can put the puzzle together, but then there's different clues and things. So this one has over 60 clues to spot, and I think it has something from each of the Miss Marple stories, if I'm right. Help Miss Marple piece together all her devious deeds taking place in St. Mary Mead. You might need to use her trusty binoculars to spot all the clues where more than one murder weapon is hidden. It includes a reference to every single one of Agatha Christie's Miss Marple novels. So that's fun. I'm gonna have fun doing that for sure. And that one's a 1,000-piece puzzle, so I can alternate. And then one of my friends found this beautiful book. This is Daphne du Maurier, and it's some of her short stories. So it's funny because the beginning says, "Kiss me again, stranger." And when you open it, it says it again. That is just one of the short stories. I don't know why that is so emphasized, but it's got "Kiss me again, stranger," "The birds," "The little photographer," "Something that's not in English," "The apple tree," "The old man," "The split second," and "No motive." And I've heard about the birds. I can't remember if I've read it or not. But yeah, looking forward to reading these short stories. Was that a picture I saw? Oh no, I think it's just each short story. Oh no, there is some pictures. Never mind. With the occasional picture in it. Yeah, there's like 2 pictures throughout the book. So that's cool. And I love this. It's gonna look so great on my shelf. It's not a book or a puzzle, but I also got this cute literary cat mug from Felicia. Her channel is Little Prairie Library. It's got a little paw print in there. She doesn't post a ton these days, but she was so sweet. She sent this to me. This is by the Unemployed Philosophers Guild. Their mugs are hilarious. I have a few of them. And of course, it's got some quotes by people that have loved cats. There's the Lucy Maud Montgomery one. Definitely, if you aren't following Felicia yet, follow her channel, Little Prairie Library, so that when she does come and post videos, you can see them. We have decently similar reading taste. Those are the books that I got for my birthday. Where do we go next? I also mentioned this in one of my newsletters, that I went thrifting this last weekend and I found this puzzle with 2 loons and a little chick for $2. So it's also a 500-piece puzzle by Cobble Hill. Hopefully all the pieces are here. That will be put away with all my puzzles for me to do in the fall and winter. Let's move on to the books that I got sent to me. So I got some books from Bethany House and Revell, which all this time I was pronouncing as Revel. Apparently I've been pronouncing it wrong. So they sent me some books I requested and then some books that I didn't, but that's okay. Other than I had to pay customs, like almost $25 worth of customs. So I got Jamie Jo Wright's newest book, The Bookshop of 99 Doors. Really want to read this one this summer. We're dual timeline. Her books always have like a gothic element and they're pretty dark, but light always wins out. One of my favorite authors. I got Raging Waters by Dana Mentink. This is book 2 in the Elements of Danger series. The first book I read last summer and it was Fire Mountain. And I really enjoyed it. I don't know if we're following someone related to that story or not. I don't remember if it felt like we were going to follow a certain person, but looking forward to that. All Booked Up by Melody Carlson. This has to do with a B&B, a Victorian house that's like a B&B, and I think it has a really cool library or something. I'm there for the bookish vibes. Then we've got Whiteout by Lynette Eason and Danny Petrie. This cover is like a little bit shiny, which works really well for that cover. They're 2 suspense novellas. The only thing is they're like avalanche, snowy. Not in the mood for that right now, but once, I don't know, maybe in the middle of summer, I'll be ready for that. Then I got Last to Fall by Lynn H. Blackburn. This is book 3 in the Gossamer Falls series. I've read book 1. Need to read book 2 so I can finish the series out. I got Dead Lake Currents by Elizabeth Goddard. I actually got another copy of this book as well from the author, so I will probably just pass this one on to a friend. This is book 3 in the series, and I'm not sure if because I've read book 1, so I need to find out if I need to tell my friend, oh, you need to read book 1 and 2 first, or can you just read book 3? These ones were not sent to me. I mean, they were sent to me. I did not request them. They're a little bit out of my normal element, but although I've read a Sarah Sundin before and enjoyed it. This is Mists Over the Channel Islands, a novel of World War II. I don't really know anything about these. We've got the Manhattan Confessions by Jocelyn Green. I can't remember if I've ever read anything by her or not. The Pursuit of Civility by Jen Turano. Is that how you even say her name? Not sure. This is book 2 in the Merriweather Academy for Young Ladies. I haven't read book 1 though. And then we've got Harbor Point by Irene Hannon. Also don't know if I've read anything by her before or not. And this is like part of a Hope Harbor novel. I'm not sure if you need to have read the other ones or not, but I'll find out. Then I have a bunch of books that were sent to me by indie authors. So we've got Maggie's Mountain Song by Sherry Wiggins. And this one has to do with the Appalachian Mountains, and we're set in 1930s and 40s. So I've read a couple books set around that place and that time recently, so I'm excited to read another one. And then we have Dragonfly Summer by Valerie Howard. This one is a contemporary story, and I have not yet pulled the summer prompt for my Passport to Summer Reading Challenge. I'm picking a prompt each week and filming it and putting it over on Instagram. And so this is definitely on my radar for when I pull the summer prompt. Then I have books 2 and 3 in the Arrowin Tales. I believe book 1 is also coming, but there's been some Amazon issues. So I have Bella Rose and the Pirate and Bella Rose and the Captain by Carly Rigard. I'm not the best with names. So I'm looking forward to these. These are, we've got a bookworm whose name is Bella Rose. And then they're like different like fantasy stories. So as soon as I get book 1 in, I'd like to get going with those. Then we have 49. I really like the colors on this cover. It has a bit of a dystopian vibe to it. It's after Manhattan's financial district is bombed and the world's financial system collapses. Miriam Johansson doesn't expect the US government to unravel a sweeping AI initiative within the week. So looking forward to that. Then I've got a poetry collection called Whole Again, written by Ewan Kim. I'm not sure if I pronounced that properly, but on Instagram, her handle is Healing in Haven. They're poems of healing, faith, and restoration. So I love me some poetry. Then I have Inheritance and Ink by Grace Soto. This is a fantasy story. We've got a map here of where we are set. I think this one will be a lot of fun. Then Christina Suzanne Nelson sent me The Deep End of Love. I mean, you're gonna notice in this video, she's become one of my favorite authors. And this is a book that she just republished. It was originally published in 2018 as Swimming in the Deep End and has now been republished. So I'm really looking forward to this. I think that our main character actually might be a high school student, which is very interesting because my oldest has just been looking for more Christian books that feature characters that would be like her age-ish. Yeah, and this has like summer vibes with that blue cover. And then we've got Beyond Ink by J.T. Harris. This is such a cute cover. This is a middle grade portal fantasy where we've got a 12-year-old girl. And it's super short, so it's like really good for those middle grade years when kids are sometimes struggling with like really thick books. Plus the author is also a homeschooling mom. Love it when I have those kind of connections. And then I think the last one that was sent to me, to my knowledge, is Dragon Forged by Justin C. Orr. This is a novella in the Banished saga. I love this cover. So we have a story with dragons. It's short. I don't know. I mean, he told me stuff, but I intentionally forgot as much as I could because I generally don't like to know too much going into books. especially when they're so short. But I know that we have 3 dragons that are siblings. And he would like to do a giveaway for a signed copy if you live in the States book. So if you want to enter to win the giveaway, what I would love for you to do is to follow him on Instagram, help him out. I will have that linked in the description. And then also just leave a comment in the comment section here with the word dragon in the comments somewhere. And you will automatically be entered to win. And then I will announce the winner over on my Substack in my newsletter in about like a week and a half from now, my Sunday newsletter. So go ahead, enter to win. It looks like it'll be a great read. Okay, now let's get on to some books that I bought. I bought 3 Christian nonfiction, all biographies that I purchased for homeschooling purposes, but also I want to read them. First of all, though, The Hiding Place by Corrie ten Boom, the graphic novel version. I bought these 3 from 10 of those, which is a Christian publishing company. Is that what they are? They often have crazy good deals, and they have $1 shipping, even in Canada, which is rare. So every order is just $1 for shipping. And all these books were 40% off when I bought them. So yeah, The Hiding Place graphic novel. I'll show you the illustrations a little bit. We love this story. Probably didn't need a graphic novel version, but kind of also needed a graphic novel version. Then I got Anne Judson. So she was married to Adoniram Judson, who we listened to his story in the Christian Heroes series. And then this is her story, A Missionary Life for Burma. And I don't remember much from Adoniram's story, so I'm looking forward to reading hers. Then I want to assign this one to my 15-year-old, will be 16 kind of around the beginning of school for the year. And then I found this one, and I'm hoping I can assign this one to my 13-year-old. Out of the Black Shadows. This one, it takes place in Zimbabwe. Stephen was the oldest son of a teenage mother married off to a much older man. He was 7 when his mother ran away, leaving him and his younger brother and sister in the care of an aunt. By 11, he had run away, living on the streets. And yeah, so I want to read this story. I'm trying to find biographies that can be as interesting as possible for each of my kids. It's not that hard for my oldest. Everything interests her. Hopefully this will be of interest to my 13-year-old. Okay, well, it just keeps going. I also bought books for myself. Actually, I'll just start with this one because it's Memorizing Scripture by Glenna Marshall. It's too bright for you to actually see it. I just read this book in June, so I'm going to be talking about it in my June wrap-up, but it's The Basics, Blessings, and Benefits of Meditating on God's Word. I actually bought it like a little while ago, but the last time I did a book haul, I was borrowing it out to a friend, so I forgot about it. So I just wanted to share that. Let's talk about some other ones. With some of my birthday money, I got Getting Through What You're Going Through by Tanner Olson. I'm currently reading this one this week for the Passport to Reading Challenge. I did kind of read, I read like half-ish, I don't even remember how much of this in the winter. I had an advanced reader copy, and it was just so good that I was like, hey, I need to stop and I need to read it again, but physically. So I had to wait till it came out, and then I bought myself a copy. These are poems and notes, like little mini essays that I just really appreciate. He also does a bunch of his like poetry, like he's a spoken word poet, does a lot of it on Instagram, and I really appreciate it. Okay, here we go. Here's one thing. I got Echoes from a Missing Generation by Christina Suzanne Nelson. Yep, this one, I haven't read what it's about, so I don't know, but Reka read it the other day, and she said it sounds like it'll have similar vibes of her book, What Happens Next, which I also bought. This one so far is still my absolute favorite by her, which is like a kind of dual timeline mystery story. And I don't want to know anything about this before going in. So I bought a couple of her books, and she sent me a book. She's definitely become a favorite author. Okay, keep going here. I got A Poem for Every Night of the Year edited by Ali Asiri. This is for our homeschool, but it's also for me. I have her a poem for every day of the year. I really like her poetry collections because she'll have like a poem for every day, but she'll explain a little bit about maybe the person or why she chose it for that day or what happened on this day one year, and how it relates. Ooh, look at this one. It's called Swan and Shadow. No, we gotta go darker. That's pretty cool. So yeah, bought it for me, bought it for the homeschool. Oh yeah, I forgot. I got The Hunt of Calypso, which is book 2 in the Grimoire and Key series by Aaron Phillips. I read book 1 in April. That was our indie book club book for the month. So yeah, I need to keep going because I'm curious to know where this ends up. And book 3, I think, will be coming out next year. Oh yeah, also, I didn't realize that Tanner Olson had other books other than Getting Through What You're Going Through. I had no idea. And then I saw that he did. And this one is called Walk a Little Slower. And it was only like $10. So I grabbed it. And yeah, just more poetry and stuff. Excited about that. And then I got Birds of Alberta. So it just has all the birds that we have here in Alberta. And I couldn't pass it up. It was kind of expensive, but worth it. Worth it. I found this edition of The Lake House. I don't know, maybe I regret buying it, but once I saw the end papers, I couldn't leave it behind. Found it at the library. It's a hardcover. It's my favorite Kate Morton book. I don't know, maybe I will pass on my paperback, put it in a little free library, not sure. And then I got The Gown by Jennifer Robson. I shared a Thrift With Me video for my Patreon and my YouTube membership, and this is one of the books I picked up for that. This has to do with the making of who eventually is Queen Elizabeth II, Princess Elizabeth's gown for her wedding, and then it's dual timeline, and we're set in Toronto in 2016 as well. I don't know anything about this book, but I really liked the cover, The Murder at World's End by Ross Montgomery, and I also really liked the end papers, so that had to come home with me. Apparently it's a locked room mystery story. Not sure if it's any good. I also found Framley Parsonage by Anthony Trollope. This is the 4th book in his Barsetshire series. So I've read book 1 so far, hoping to read book 2 this summer, which I own. And then I don't think I own book 3, but now I have book 4, so slowly collecting them. I found A Short History of Canada by Desmond Morton at the thrift store. I'm going to hopefully read it or skim it and see if it will be something that my oldest will use in our homeschool this year. And the last book, I found this one in a little free library, you guys, The Will of the Many. I have not read it yet. How many pages? Oh wow, it's not actually as many pages as it seems. It's under 700 pages. Yeah, heard lots of good things. Not sure I'm gonna like it, but I couldn't leave it behind. So I'm at least gonna give it a try. And that is my extensive birthday plus an extra month's worth of a book haul. Let me know what you guys, like, have you read any of these and loved them? Help me prioritize what I should. And yeah, let me know something that a book or a puzzle that you purchased recently. Thanks for hanging out with me.